WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
This is Soulful Inspiration. It's your girl, Nikki Jones. This will be an hour to feed your soul with music and laughter, information and inspiration. You're listening to WVTC Detroit. All designed with you in mind. So sit back, relax, and get ready to join the conversation with me, Nikki Jones. Soulful inspiration. Inspirations. Yes, sir.
Well, welcome. It is the third Tuesday of the month, which means it is My Sister, Your Sister podcast. So we thank you very much for joining us this evening. First and foremost, thank you, Nikki Jones, for allowing us to share your platform on soulful information. And we want to give a shout out to WVTC. Sandy over here giving us the 1-2s. Larry's out there holding us down. We appreciate you all so much. And tonight, we have some very special guests for you. We are joined by two lovely ladies.
Yes, we are.
Lovely. I know, just lovely Black women who are entrepreneurs. And, you know, when we came up with this time that we're going to be sharing with you over this hour is, you know, women history is made every day.
It is.
It's made every day. So we don't have to wait to March.
No, we don't.
To celebrate you
No,
two
we don't. We
and all
celebrate
the
you now.
others.
Yes.
But we also want to be able to shout out those women who are making it happen. And making it happen. You want me to look? She wants me to look at the camera. Okay, let me look at the camera. Hey, y'all. Anyway, we wanted an opportunity to introduce you to two women who are just making it big in the D. And I'm going to start with a quick introduction, and then I'm kind of going to go in a little bit about you all and your business. And, you know, we just going to get to know each other and talk about how you came to be, what's going on, what's the challenges, how other women can be out there, you know, making it do, what can you offer them in terms of advice and opportunity. So let me just shout out Randy, who is not here with us, who is part of My Sister, Your Sister podcast.
And
Nikki,
you, Randy. Yes, Nikki
is in the motherland, enjoying herself in Ghana. Hallelujah.
Yes, she is.
So we miss you both, but we do have myself, Michelle Johnson, and Tamara Fontaine Hardy.
That's me, y'all. Hi.
Well, let me just get into it with some introduction. I want to introduce you to the outstanding Queen of Coffee. That's what I'm a demon. Queen of Coffee. Takia Gaines from GT Coffee Company.
Welcome.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Yes.
And it was already established if you need your face beat so you can meet Jesus.
Not just meet him, but hopefully you can meet some other people too.
She is the queen of makeup, a licensed esthetician. We want to welcome Latoya Moje from Captivating Me Beauty Studio.
Thank you.
Yes, we are so excited to have you guys here. Listen, one of the things about My Sister, Your Sister podcast is we love to lift up the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing we realize is that there's not enough of that. You know, we've seen the crab in the barrel mentality where women are trying to pull each other down instead of lift one another's up. And the whole point of My Sister, Your Sister is to say we are our sister's keeper. And knowing that is our endeavor to lift up our Black women, white women, whatever women, and to give them a platform for all the great things they're doing in the kingdom and doing for each other. So today we thought we want to bring on the entrepreneurs, those that are up and coming entrepreneurs, because we know that women make it happen every single day. We get up early and we go to bed late.
Yes.
I know that was happening in my household. So we get up early, we go to bed late, and between there, we're taking care of the children. We're going to work. We're taking care of things at work. We come home. We cook. For those of you all who cook, because I gave that up some time ago. We're cleaning.
I didn't
If you have
start.
small babies, you're taking care of the babies. You're changing Pampers. You know, all of that, and we're still holding it down. And so for that, we want to lift you all up and say, you guys are doing a great job. If nobody's told you, you're doing a fabulous
Yeah, we want to
job.
give you your flowers today.
Yes.
While you can still smell them.
Exactly.
So let me start with you, Takia. I mean, I am a connoisseur of some coffee.
All right.
And I am just so excited to have you here to learn more about GT Coffee and Company. So why don't you share a little bit with the people about your company and why is it so unique?
Yes, so GT Coffee. First, let me say thank you. Thank you, ladies. I can surely smell my roses. So, I appreciate this opportunity and just the thought of just thinking of me. And I count this as an honor. So GT Coffee Company, how did it come about? How did I even think I always say my own internal slogan is like, who does this little Black girl think she is to start a coffee company? Okay. And so it started at the tender age of 2 when I was introduced to coffee. My grandmother introduced me to coffee. In fact, the coffee that is on the table, Elvie Joy, is named after my living grandmother.
Awesome.
Which I'll go into every coffee that we have is a part of our legacy is either named after it's one of the grandparents. So my husband and myself. So it's a representation of legacy. But at 2, my grandmother started to give me coffee, and I have loved coffee ever since. My mother and my father stayed with my grandmother, and when they moved out, my mother couldn't quite get me to calm down, and she kept a little coffee container just for me with my name on it.
That is fascinating. Because they didn't tell you, girl, don't drink that coffee. It's going to stunt your growth.
They did not
That's
tell
what
me.
they used to tell us back in the day, right? We can't give you coffee. I think that was just a lie to keep us from drinking up the mother's coffee.
Listen, I was drinking
They wanted to
coffee,
keep that to
pet milk.
themselves.
Yeah.
Coffee and pet milk mixed together. That was my grandmother's favorite. I drank the end of her coffee at the tender age of 2. And so always grew up with this love of coffee. And as you know, I found my divine purpose in business. I've had several business ventures and several opportunities to start and grow businesses. But this business was the one that I sought the kingdom first, the kingdom of God
I
first.
love it.
And all of his righteousness, and then he gave
Listen
me
to the scripture.
Yes.
this one. So GT Coffee Company was birthed. The idea was birthed in 2017. You know, God will give you things, and he said, write the vision and make it plain. And so it was written, but it had not come to pass until the end of 2023. And that was the birth of GT Coffee Company. I started as pre-sales just to see, like, you know, would anybody, purchase from me? I had been talking about it for a while, kind of, sprinkling it in, saying this was coming. And I launched in 2023, and it's just been a blessing ever since.
Oh, that is wonderful. Congrats to
Congratulations. I don't know any other Black woman who has launched their own coffee company. So that is phenomenal.
No, I feel like we're making history right here on WVTC,
yes.
right here on My Sister, Your Sister podcast. So, Latoya, share with us Captivating Me Beauty Studio.
Yes, Captivate Me Beauty Studio. I also want to say thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it. So my journey with this did not start when I was young.
You mean you went in your mother's makeup?
No, I was not. Absolutely. And I was not. And my mother did wear makeup. She mainly wore lipstick though, but I never wore makeup.
Really?
Ever. Even like when first time I wore makeup, I was probably about 27.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. And so it sort of happened after kind of like when the YouTube era kind of really, the YouTube tutorial era kind of came out, and a lot of influencers were on there doing the makeup tutorials and everything like that. And I started watching that, and I was very intrigued by it. So I started doing little stuff with like my daughters and the girls in the neighborhood. We were doing like, I would do like skincare with them, and then do like a little makeup and stuff like that, just at my house. I started kind of doing that, and I started practicing makeup on myself.
Okay.
And from there, I would get asked, like when I would be out, are you a makeup artist? Do you do makeup on other people? I would get complimented on my makeup. And I would always tell people, no, I don't do it on other people. I didn't even...
When they see it on your face, do something.
Did you say yeah when the time they said look great? And then like, no, girl, that wasn't me right there.
No, I always just said, no, I don't do it on other people. But I started getting asked so much that I said, let me research this. Let me look into this and see if it's even a thing. And, being a single mother, and I've ventured off into many other business avenues before even becoming a makeup artist.
That's similar between the both of you. You found your calling.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So once I looked into it and I found out I could be a makeup artist, it didn't require me to go back to school to be it. I could be a freelance makeup artist. So it kind of just started out as something I just wanted to do on the side, outside of just working my job. So one day I made a post on Facebook, and I told people I needed some models, and if anybody would be willing
I missed that one.
to model for me.
Me too.
Yeah, this was some years ago. I'm 6 years in now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, and I got an overwhelming response from people. I wasn't expecting it.
Wow.
Honestly, I wasn't. So I just started. It was mainly like people that I knew or knew of, and so I allowed them to come to my house. Yeah, she did.
I love it. You see how you got in on that, huh?
Oh yes.
She did. So I started allowing people to come to the house. And I started doing makeup, and it just went up from there.
Wow.
I got an offer about a year after I started. A young lady I knew, she had a hair salon, and she asked me if I wanted to come in there and have a booth. And
Look at that.
I didn't do it right away because I wasn't prepared for that. I was still working full time, and I knew I had to make sure my clientele was up enough to be able to afford
For sure.
the booth rent and everything. So I was still working my corporate job, but after, right before COVID, actually, I went in and I started working in her salon, and then COVID hit, and we had to stop for a little while, of course. But I was still working my job. And then a few years in after that, I don't remember the exact timeline right now, but I decided I want to add more to this. And
that's awesome.
And COVID had some parts to play in this too.
Oh yeah, COVID has taught us many lessons. Yes. Many lessons.
I actually began to experience some things with my skin also, and there was some changes going on with my own skin, and it was very traumatic for me because I had never had acne before, even as a teenager and things like this. So I started experiencing that, and I started seeing an esthetician myself, was someone that I knew, and after seeing her. And dealing with my own skin, between me and her doing what we did, I knew then, I said, I'm going to help other people do this too. And I went back to school and became an esthetician. I left my corporate job.
Look at God. That's awesome.
I walked out of there happily.
You're taking the power in your own hands. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Yes. Yep. And been doing this ever since.
That is great.
The one thing I'm hearing from both of you all is that you really have an entrepreneurial spirit already. And so I'm sure that played a huge role in you making the decision to go that route. I don't know if Takia, with you had the tutoring program for youth at one point. And then you're doing some other things. You and your husband had something together. So you all have this entrepreneurial spirit already. What are some of the things that as you were deciding to do this, that some of the best practices or some of the things you learned along the way? Because you have an LLC, or do you have an LLC?
Mhm.
Okay. So what are some of those things that you were trying to get your LLC, some things that you would share with other individuals who are thinking about going the same route, maybe not around coffee, but something similar where they have decided, I want to do my own thing?
Yeah. So I feel like entrepreneurship for me was a surprise in a sense. It was like an awakening moment. So as a kid, as a teenager, I braided hair faithfully on the weekend. I had corporate clients and family members coming.
Wait a minute, can I get my hair braided? Because my child won't do it for me.
On the weekend, it was like I was like middle school, and my mother worked for the state of Michigan, and she was having, her coworkers come and get their hair braided. And so I didn't know that I was an entrepreneur. I had no idea what an entrepreneur was at the time. It wasn't until I was on my journey in college trying to figure out what did I want to do, and the Lord kind of stopped me in my tracks and was like, "You're supposed to go to business school."
All right.
And I was in corporate America at the time, and he began to illuminate business and kept showing me like, you've already been doing this.
Mhm.
So I would always encourage people to look at what you've already been doing.
Right
A
on.
lot of it is connected to what you will do.
Okay.
So you think you're working at, for example, I remember somebody working at, fast food or in retail. That leads to something. It is the building block to where you will eventually end up. And all things work together.
Yeah, so
Yes.
taking what you already know and then creating something greater. I love that.
Yeah, creating. I mean, it's like falling in line with your own talents and your own wheelhouse is leaning into that. What about you?
I need the question repeated one more time.
That's okay. So we're just asking, what are some of the things that you learned along your journey, and how did you get to that moment? We know that you didn't start makeup until you were 27, but something. You started doing the makeup, but what are some of those lessons learned? Because there are a lot of makeup artists out there, and you don't want everybody in your face.
That's true. So for me, and you're right, there is a lot of makeup artists out there. Makeup artistry has really grown over the last few
It
years.
has.
Yeah, YouTube has blown that up.
Extremely, yes. But for me, actually, I started makeup I started wearing it when I was 27, but I started the business. I was like in my 30s. But for me, it's more so like entrepreneurship has always been, it was instilled in me like as a kid. So my father was very big on that. We had a business as kids. We always had something going on. So that was already like instilled and taught to me how to come up with a business, how to plan it and everything. So I already knew like what to do when I wanted, I just needed to make up my mind and be consistent about something.
Well, see that's a whole lesson right there.
Yes.
Because the thing about being successful is consistency.
Absolutely.
You have to be consistent and committed. The 2 C's, consistency and commitment. So you stayed with it.
I stayed with it because, like I said, I've done other things prior to this, but I knew the other things I would stop when it got hard.
That's a word.
This is the thing that I kept going at no matter what it gets. Sometimes it gets slow. We have slow seasons in this industry.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it speeds up. It's up. It's constantly fluctuating. So for me, I've learned to I've had to really trust God in this process a whole lot because I know I was called to do this. It's opened up so many doors for me in the process of this. And then me being able to relate with women, especially in the beauty industry, that's a huge thing. I've had women come to me with all types of stories. So I think that's most of us in the beauty industry. When you have someone sitting in your chair, they just start telling you everything.
Yeah, it's almost like getting therapy.
It is.
Every woman wants to be beautiful.
Yes.
Everyone wants to feel beautiful, and everyone wants to feel excited and happy. So that's where the beauty and the coffee come in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, even if it creates a facade for you, it's like you got the caffeine and you got the makeup.
You got the makeup.
It creates the
Let me tell you,
illusion.
getting up in the morning, having your face beat, having a good cup of coffee, and
It
then
goes a
going
long
into
way.
a meeting where
Oh,
you got to
yeah.
meet some and all that.
Oh, yes.
It
You
goes
walk in there
together.
feeling strong and
I
mighty.
feel like there's a collaboration here. I feel like there's a collaboration going on
you
here.
know.
I feel like there's some collab here.
And so go ahead, Michelle. But I was gonna say, I love the fact that you said you had to trust God through the process.
Yeah,
And that's most
absolutely.
important. You know, when I was thinking about you too, I also was thinking about in the Bible, Lydia and the story about her. And I haven't studied her deeply, but I knew a couple of things. One, first and foremost, she was a woman who had a heart after God, which
Mhm.
that's what you both exemplified to me.
Mhm.
And then two, the Bible also stressed how good of a businesswoman she was.
Yes.
So the Bible, if y'all don't read it,
If I'm not
they
mistaken, she was a seller of purple.
she was the seller of purple garments, and
Of
she
purple
did
garments,
that at
exactly.
her best. Just as I mean,
Mhm.
and then she was blessed over and over and over again. And so
over
when
again.
you both even brought up the calling and the opening of doors, when you fall into your purpose and you align your talents and all that you have,
Mhm.
as you had said earlier, God will multiply it. And it winds up opening up all kinds of doors. And the stories of women who drink your coffee, or men who drink your coffee, people who drink your coffee, or people who come and get makeup, they have a story to tell. You've enhanced something in
Yes,
them
yes.
that made them feel good.
Yes.
So y'all keep laying other hands. Now, I see you got these containers of coffee beans here.
Yes.
I would love to know, what are we doing today?
Okay, so I did bring some coffee. So
Okay.
this is our caramel apple coffee.
Ooh, caramel apple.
Caramel
all right now.
apple
That's like right
coffee.
now for this time of the this time
Yeah,
period.
fall.
This fall period,
Okay,
you
you
know.
got this in the bag?
I don't have that one today,
Boo.
but it is coming.
Oh, that smells delicious.
But this is caramel
Now, what's
apple.
the proper way of sniffing a coffee bean? You just sniff it, or is it something you got to hold your breath?
Is it like, wine
Is it
where
like
you got
wine, you gotta look for the legs?
No,
You gotta let the aroma get in there in the
smell it,
air,
be
and aerate
calm. Let all your senses flow.
Okay.
So how it, I always, even in marketing, I always tell people like rely on your
No,
senses.
phenomenal.
How does
smells
it
so good.
smell? How does it? And you're
Now-
gonna know how it tastes.
So is your coffee light, medium, dark? Like,
Okay.
so give us
So
the
let's
yes.
get into the
Yes.
all the coffee connoisseurs. All
All
right.
right
So
now.
the coffees that I have are Arabica coffees. Most coffees are Robusta. What we typically drink, like our Starbucks, are like Robusta coffees. I have a premium coffee. Arabica coffee is considered a premium blend. It has less caffeine than Robusta, which means it's more healthier for us.
Thank you for
And
those
it's
of us who
all-
are caffeine sensitive.
Yes, and it's also grown at a higher altitude than a Robusta coffee, meaning that it's more of an organic coffee and it has less pesticides.
Ah,
It also is a more smoother, sweeter tasting coffee.
it smells like that. It smells
Yes,
very
yes.
smooth.
So it is more of a, so I know a lot of people when they taste it, they're like, we want something a little bit more deeper, a little bit more richer. This is more of a lighter for your palate. It's more healthier. It's a premium coffee. So
Say
if
that
you're
again,
used
premium
to
people.
drinking things that are not premium.
Yeah,
If you're using
like
when
the
you
Folgers in your cup,
Right. Wait, no, think of it as gas, right? You have your unleaded, then you have your premium. All right.
So when you drink this, it is more of a premium coffee. It's a premium taste. So it will taste different to you because if your palate is not used to it, it has to get used to it. But one of the reasons why I started a coffee company is because I wanted to be good to the taste black. I wanted to have
Thank
a coffee
you. I appreciate
that I could
that.
drink, and I didn't have to put a bunch of additives in.
Thank
I
you.
didn't want to
Yes.
soup it up with a whole lot of cream and sugar. I
Yes.
can drink this coffee black.
I will be the judge of that because I drink 9 coffee without a little cream and a little
I
sugar.
won't. I love
So,
my black coffee.
If
so
I
I
could
want to
drink
taste the
this
flavors.
black, if I could drink this black, you done created a
Oh, yes.
conversion. It's like
Right.
glory.
See?
I done
Conversion
rose again.
saints.
And the names, let me go into names.
Okay.
So, this is the caramel apple. It's really Harville's. It's named after my late grandmother, so my maternal grandmother. This
All
is
right,
our
Grandma.
original blend, which is brown sugar, honey, and some hazelnut. So this is our bestseller. It's our original blend.
I
it's a
love a good
medium
hazelnut.
Oh, that
blend.
smells so
Caramel
good.
apple is a medium blend.
I love them.
LV, this is LV Joy, is named after my grandmother. We have
And
a
all of
decaf.
these are premium. These are
All
none of
of
the
these.
Rusticas.
They're all Arabica blend, and they're all high quality premium coffees.
Okay.
We
Smells
also
good.
have on the website our decaf for all of our decaf drinkers. That is
lovely.
our Forbes decaf.
Very.
Is named after my husband's grandfather. And our newest flavor, which is not out yet, only business that has this actually, it is in our church's Ground Cafe.
You
So
know what?
I
was
believe they
gonna ask
introduced
you,
this.
was that
So it is. So if you are an embassy member, hello,
Hey.
come on every
Embassy,
Sunday,
come
come
to
get
Church
your
International.
original blend. That is you're drinking
Yes.
brown sugar honey blossom. And now they just placed an order. This is not even on our website yet, but this is coming. People have been asking for a darker roast. This is our first dark roast. It is a peanut butter s'mores chocolate
Ooh.
roast. And it's Elmer's chocolate. It's named after my paternal grandfather.
I love how you are
Oh.
keeping this in the family.
It's a
legacy.
And
It's a legacy.
And you're bringing in your family. I love that.
And hold on.
And out of the grandparents, there's only one grandparent that is deceased. Everyone else is still alive to have their flowers, to see, the legacy, to feel, what we're doing, generational. So
I need
I
all
love
of those.
that all the grandparents are here. And so
that's
a blessing.
That's a blessing.
Mhm.
I love it. Okay. So we don't have a makeup tutorial for you, but I do have some questions.
Yes.
Because we were talking in the lobby, and I was telling Latoya that I was looking at a website, and I had been intrigued about brow limitation.
Lamination.
Laminated. Well, I say lamentations. Like I'm reading the Bible.
Lamination.
Oh, sweet
That's
heaven
all
and
right.
earth.
She has not had her coffee.
I've been sniffing it, but have not drank none
Yeah.
yet. So I would love for you to describe that process, because it is like, think of it, and I described this to her, and she didn't necessarily correct me, but she may correct me now that I'm on the air. But it's like getting a perm for your eyebrows.
No, it really is.
So tell us about it.
Yeah, so preferably it's for people who might have like bushy or unruly brows. If you just want them to really like lay flat and have that nice laminated appearance, it's pretty much, that's what it is.
That's what it
And
is.
it's a simple process. It doesn't take long at all. You just clean the brows, put the
Perm.
on there, cover it with some saran wrap, let it sit, settle in, clean it off.
Do you shape
Oil it.
the brow before you do that part, or do you do the shaping after you'd have laid it
You
all
mean like
out?
the waxing?
Yeah,
Before.
you do that before?
Before, yes.
Because I was reading, you really can't put nothing over it or on it for
Yes.
like a time being, or you're
Yeah.
gonna burn your face off.
Yes.
So, but then there's also microblading. There's the henna I was talking. So
henna brows.
So do you do all of that?
I do not.
Okay. Out of all
I'm not trying to promote something that I do not do.
I know, appreciate
that. But no, I do not do micro. It's now I know a lot about it. I've actually taken a course on it.
Because you're an esthetician, right?
Yes, because I'm an esthetician, but I didn't learn that in school when I went to school for studies. I took a separate course to learn how to do what they call micro shading. It's no longer or you can get microblading, but I suggest micro shading. It's
I was going to ask you which one would you prefer.
Now, what's the difference?
Microblading, they're actually taking a blade and they're forming like strokes into your brows, like with the ink into your brow with strokes.
That sounds like surgery.
It's like a tattoo.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
But they actually when that settles in, the ink kind of spreads and it looks blotchy and you don't want that look. You want like a more natural look when you do that. So micro shading. Look, I'm promoting something I'm not even doing, but anyway, but it is micro shading, but it's what you would do. Now henna brows, I do offer that as a service, and that's temporary. It's kind of like brow tinting. Most people know about brow tinting, so it's like that. Basically filling in the brows and giving that nice filled in, precise look without having to fill in your brows every day. It lasts about 2 to 5 weeks, depending on the skin. You have oily skin, then of course it's not gonna last.
Because it's gonna just So let me ask you this: when you're doing makeup, because and I know you're an esthetician, we're gonna get into that in the next question. But what kind of makeup do you like to do the most? Do you like to do like bridal? Do you like to do like bourgeois photo shoot stuff? Like,
No.
what kind of makeup do you love to
so
do, and why?
I absolutely have fell in love with bridal makeup, and recently I made a decision because I've ever since I've been a makeup artist, I've done bridal though. I mean, I've done wedding parties and all of that. But now I recently, maybe about a month or two ago, I made the decision to actually promote myself and market myself as a bridal makeup artist.
And I saw that on your website.
Yes, I am now. And since I pretty much I chose it. So since I've chosen that, it has chosen me.
All right.
And I've been getting booked for a lot of weddings.
Oh,
I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so I did two weddings in one day actually last weekend on Saturday.
Wow.
One bridal party actually came to my studio to have theirs done. And then the other one I traveled actually out here to Southfield to do theirs. And I was able to, I started at like 7 a.m. I was finished by 3:00 in the afternoon and was done,
That was
done for the
awesome.
day. I love it. I love it.
my God,
It's
that's
giving me the
awesome.
option to not, like I still invite people to come sit in my chair, get their
for
makeup
sure.
done. I'm not, saying I'm not doing that anymore. But doing the bridal gives me the option to just spend one day, maybe out the week, that weekend on Saturday, and get it done. Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
I'm
I'm
done.
not mad at you.
That's a blessing.
So Randy
Yeah.
asked the question, and I think her question was, what are some of the tips that you would give to us for those individuals who do have problem skin
and have limited time.
but they want to get, they want to beat their face, and you're getting up in the morning, you don't have time to spend like 45 minutes on your face.
Okay.
What are some of those the best makeup products out there that you can use that will allow you to get that finished look without all of the time?
Without all the time. So when you say products, there's so many.
What are your
And-
favorites, and what are the best? When I say best, I
So-
mean those products that don't have a lot of chemicals in them, if possible, because we know some of us, like me, are worried about some of the chemicals that are in products.
Yes.
I do
So
worry
when you
about
saying
that.
products, are you specifically saying makeup products or skincare products?
Skincare products.
So with skincare, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a product junkie. So I use some of everything, and I've run into good and bad, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of the skincare and the makeup. As of right now, one of my favorite skincare products that's on the market that's kind of like in the mid-range as far as pricing and everything is La Roche-Posay. I love their products.
Okay.
And like I said, they're not like very high end, but it's not on the low end either.
Okay.
And what I do tell people is, I know a lot of people watch the internet, like TikTok and all of that, and they see all these people doing skincare routines and everything. Be gentle with your skin.
I love that.
Be gentle. Even if you're having a breakout, people have a tendency when they start experiencing breakouts and acne, they want to go to the most harsh products and start scrubbing their face and putting all these harsh products with all these chemicals, like you said, the chemicals and everything, that it's gonna do worse on your skin. So you want to get the most gentle cleanser, because a cleanser should leave your face feeling hydrated. A facial cleanser is gonna leave your face feeling hydrated. When you're using like harsh cleansers and soaps and things like that,
Your
it
skin
dries
be
your skin
tight
out.
than a woman in
And it
space.
should not be like that. It
That
should
is so
not
true.
feel like
Yes.
that. Absolutely. And it should, in your face should feel soft, hydrated, supple. Yes.
I have to make, so, one of the things I've seen out here lately is the turmeric.
Oh, turmeric.
Turmeric.
The turmeric soap.
Turmeric.
So-
I did lamination. You did.
Turmeric.
So with that,
Turmeric.
I
So-
haven't done a lot of research with that product. I haven't used it on my own skin yet.
Okay.
I've seen mixed reviews about it though.
Okay.
So that's one I haven't tested out
Yeah.
yet. So
We're looking forward to that.
So I have
Yeah.
one more question just before you go. So
Mhm.
what kind of advice would you give to women in their 60s and over? Because our skin is different.
Okay.
My skin, I'm trying to start looking young like
Yeah.
y'all, but I recognize that, I have some some different things going on with my skin.
Yeah.
So when you get in your 60s and above and you start going through menopause, we experience the losing of our eyebrows, child. You know, I'm still trying to find my eyelashes. and then our skin becomes a little looser. So we get the laugh lines. And so we don't want to smile a whole lot now because we don't want those to be imprinted in our face. So are there some products out there that you would recommend for those of us who are, you know, in our seasoned years, but we still want to look young and supple?
So I will say a lot of products have what they're called, they usually have a line of products for aging skin. So I would lean towards that area. Of course, I'm not there yet, so I haven't really
That's not your problem yet.
But I will tell you a funny story. My grandmother, when I go to visit her, and she does this every time I visit her. And my grandmother, I believe she's like 88 now. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong, but I think so. But she always comes to me and she says, what can you do for my skin? You know, because their skin kind of, like you were saying, it's loose, it's sagging out, and she want to look young again.
Yes. Hey, that's me.
So I tell her, I'm like, Grandma, it's not really much I can do now. You know, I'm not a surgeon. but I don't know how I feel about that right now.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
It's prevention.
Yes,
so
it is
before
prevention.
you get to that age where it gets like that, the best thing you can do is take care of your skin prior to. So make sure you're keeping your skin hydrated. And then collagen. So collagen is a great ingredient for your skin.
It is.
To keep it tight, to keep it firm, to keep it supple and looking young. Yes, and then eat right.
Yes.
And drink lots of water too.
A ton of water.
I can tell in my face when I haven't drank enough water because
I can too.
I went to the esthetician and she I was getting a facial. And she was looking at my skin. She said, "You ain't had no water today." I said, "Girl, how you know?"
We know.
That she like was touching my skin.
Absolutely.
I said, "Don't call me out."
That is true.
Don't call me out because I'm dehydrated from drinking good coffee. And speaking of coffee, what I love about what you said though was I love the questions that you called, Tamara, because you know a lot of times products tend to get a bad rap because people don't understand what's in them, what's going on, and how they, you know, interact with your body. And what I love is hearing you talking about prevention and being kinder to your skin, and you don't have to go to the most harshest thing to sort of correct things that are going on in your skin. You said be kind to your skin, be gentle so it can stay supple. And what I love about your coffee brand is that you're making coffee that is better for us, for the people who love coffee and who will not give up coffee. Tatal, Dr. Berry, my doctor. But I love the fact that you created a coffee line that is premium, but it's also not what typical coffees are, which has all those additives and preservatives that do have adverse effects of aging.
Yes. Coffee is one of the things that causes most dehydration. And so the fact that you focused on that from the Ministry of Health, we appreciate that.
Yes.
You know?
You see this?
So what's next for the two of you? What's next? Because Takia, I see that you said this hasn't come out yet. And I know you have some coffee mugs there that you're saying those will be coming out soon. And I know you want to expand this line because I feel in my spirit that at some point you want to come off your job, if possible. You know, at some point.
You better say it.
You know,
you better say it.
But I love the fact that you're an entrepreneur, but you also work for the city, for DEGC, I should say that. And you work and you promote entrepreneurship through your own job. So, you know, all that's connecting. So tell the people what you do for your living.
Yes. So I work for the DGC up under the Detroit Means Business Initiative. So what up, though, Detroit? All of my small businesses that is in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
I am the Senior Digital Strategy Manager for Detroit Means Business, and I help bridge the digital divide within small businesses. So not only am I a small business, but I also support small businesses in helping them get the resources that they need in the city of Detroit.
And you a small business.
And I'm a small business.
Like you guys,
that's why I had to bring it in here. I had to bring it
here.
here.
The bookend.
So I help both ends. And one of my gifts is bridging talent. So bridging, if I know that you're doing something, I know that you have a small business, I like to bridge you to all those who are in need of your support and who are in need of what you're doing. I feel like just how, we opened up the show talking about we help each other, helping my sister. We're not gatekeepers. And I feel like I'm the bridge. Like, what you do? Okay, I know somebody who need that. And then in my personal life,
I love business matchmaking.
Yes. I'm turning everything small business. So I'm going to see Toya for my makeup.
Yes.
Business.
Yes.
I got healthcare. This is a lemonade, a small business. Everything that I'm trying to do in my life, even in my house, it's all small business.
Awesome.
Because it's really, the reality is that it's hard out here for small businesses.
It is.
We have to everything is more. It costs more. It costs us more to do what we're doing. And so if I can support one small business, I know if I look at it as like, if I'm doing God's work, if I'm doing His work, He gonna take care of my business. So as long as I can give opportunity to the next small business owner, I know you got a videography. Oh, I know a company who needs you. Today I was just in a meeting and I was like, I know a small business that just opened and we need to use their space. And so I'm always keeping my ear to like what's needed and like a Rolodex of businesses in my mind. Like, I know who you need, and making those connections to really just grow. Like the ecosystem, the Detroit ecosystem is made, 2/3 of it is made up of small businesses.
Yes, it is.
So it's important that the small business community thrive. So I know you asked me.
No. That's all. I wanted all of that, because the one thing we talked about is not only that you have coffee, you have makeup, but there are other people who want to do what you're doing. Maybe not that, but what are the resources that are out there to help someone get started if they want to start their own business? What are some of those resources?
So when Detroit Means Business is certainly a resource. Connecting with the small business community, I'll get in trouble if I start naming organizations, but there are so many organizations, so many resources. If you go to DetroitMeansBusiness.org, the website, there is a library of resources for small business. I created and developed the Digital Hub. So the Digital Hub was created by me, and it walks through the level in which you are in your business. So if you need access, connection to the internet, or you need laptops, you go to Human IT. It's right on Livernois and 7 Mile. That's a plug. If you are in need of a laptop, Human IT has affordable laptops for you. And if you have like assistance with DHS, it's even more affordable for you because they take things like that into account. Also, what you can find in Digital Hub is how to market. Now, that's my bread and butter. I can talk to y'all about marketing.
Come on, bring the bread. I love some bread and butter.
But there are marketing tips. It has connections with Meta, with Instagram, showing you how to market in these spaces. And one of the other things that I love to do is scale and grow your business. So now that you started, how do I scale it? How do I grow my business? How do I sustain my business? Retain the customers that I have and the clients that I have.
I love that.
How do we retain it? So
I get it, because as you know, I work for the city of Detroit, and everybody knows that. And Michelle, she works for philanthropy, and we fund nonprofit organizations. And one of the things that I find with a lot of small nonprofits, those grassroots organizations, is that they get started, but they don't know how to grow. They don't know how to sustain their organization. And typically they don't have the tools in-house to help them to maintain the organizational structure that they need. So we're out here and we're all doing this work as Black women, trying to make sure that businesses, whether for-profit or nonprofit, they can sustain and grow so that they continue to meet the needs of the populations or the neighborhoods or the residents in the city of Detroit or wherever. Go ahead, Michelle.
Well, I want LaToya to chime in too, because even though she did give us a helpful nugget and tidbit about keeping our skin clean, and keeping it supple, someone wants to take their YouTube sensation of makeup from background to foreground.
You say YouTube sensation of makeup?
Yeah, because people, a lot of youth go on YouTube wanting to start their makeup journey. Want to become like MUA.
Like if that's what
how did you transition?
They want to transition from Zoom and go to YouTube.
So are you okay? Well, let me understand the question I'm being asked. Are you asking if someone wants to become a makeup artist or if they want to do their own makeup?
I'm talking about if, like you started with looking at YouTube tutorials, and then that kind of sparkle was already in you. And then you transition from doing things online to actually now having your own studio. And my question is, what was that transition like for those who want to do the same thing and follow in your footsteps?
Okay. Got it. So I would say for anyone that wants to take this, like go on this journey right now, the best thing you can do is get up under someone who's already established. A lot of makeup artists, including myself, we offer classes.
Awesome.
So
I did not know that.
Yes, I do. I teach one-on-one classes to teach you how to do your own makeup, as well as I teach anyone that wants to become a makeup artist. I also teach those classes.
That's phenomenal. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so that, to me, that would be your best bet, because you're going to get the most information from someone who's already experienced. Because a lot of, now you can go to school, and I'm gonna be honest, I used to be an instructor at a beauty school, and you can go to school, but right now the curriculum, the makeup portion of the curriculum is very small. So they don't teach you a lot about makeup, and they don't really teach it for us. Like,
I love that.
Yeah. So, so your best bet is to go to someone that's going to teach you what you want to know. So when you research a makeup artist that you want, make sure you look at their work and see the type of work that they do. Make sure it matches what you want to do. Because there's all different type of makeup artists. You got the full exotic glam makeup artist. You got, like me, the bridal natural soft glam makeup artist. You got, it's just they do all type of stuff. So go where you want to learn what you want to learn how to do. And then from there, if you decide, you want to go back to school and actually obtain a license, do that too. But start off like just take a class.
Becoming an apprentice, in other words.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes,
I love that. I love that.
I love that too, because you're giving, you're supporting the person that you are sitting up under.
Yes.
And then she's providing, or he's providing you with, because there are a lot of men now that are makeup artists,
They are.
And they do great work. Because I guess the man knows what he wants to see.
He do.
And so it's great that you take the time to give them their flowers, because you're saying, listen, you have something that I want to learn.
Yes.
And so you sit up under it and you learn, and then you take that and you move forward with it. So that's phenomenal. I love that.
So I know we're coming up on our time a little bit, but I wanted to allow you ladies to share any, advice, particularly to young women and men. I appreciate advice for adults, but we got a whole other generation coming behind us. And if we can make the pathway smoother for them, let's do that.
Yeah.
So speaking to that young girl or that young man who might be interested in starting their business or interested in talking to someone, like, what would that conversation be like if you were sitting in front of that young man or that young woman?
And can I add a little caveat onto that? The one thing we didn't talk about is finances. Because it costs money to do this. It costs money.
It definitely costs money.
So as you answer Michelle's question, maybe you can talk about and add a little bit on there that what you had to do to prepare financially. Because this generation that's coming up, we used to say that they're the generation that wants to put it in the microwave, get it out, and then it's done. But we know that it takes money and it takes time. So talk about that. So can you add that into there a little bit?
Absolutely. Okay, so finances. So with this particular business venture, GT Coffee Company, it was started on pre-sales and pre-sales alone. It actually, so as a marketer, as a person who has business acumen, I knew that one of the first things you're supposed to do is get an LLC. Well, I didn't do that first because an LLC costs $50. You need money to start an LLC.
Yes.
What I did was, for about 3 to 6 months, I just started talking about the coffee was coming. I just started telling people the coffee was coming.
I remember that.
And I went live with pre-sales first. Meaning, when I say pre-sales, meaning people purchase the coffee first online. And once they pay for it, then I buy the coffee.
So, but even before then, how did you know who to reach out to be a coffee maker?
Hold on. We cut out too many questions because I want you to be able to answer that other question too. But that's good.
I'll answer that within that too. Google. It's plain and simple.
There you go. Google University.
Yourself. Like, go be proactive. Don't wait for nobody to give you anything. I Googled, and I looked at other entrepreneurs.
Okay, that's
so
good.
I looked and I listened to other entrepreneurs that I aspire to be like, and I also
Like what Latoya said.
same thing. I looked at the Bezos. I look even local entrepreneurs. I began to track after them and was like, well, what are they doing? What tips are they giving? So do your research.
Do
Google
your
is your
homework.
number one. Like, stop at Google first. Start at Google first, and then work your way from Google. And then you asked about what would I tell aspiring entrepreneurs. I learned this the hard way. I learned this being a serial entrepreneur. And it wasn't until I started this business that I learned to enjoy the journey. Not the end, the destination of being a millionaire, multimillionaire, getting whatever that goal is, freedom, not that part, the journey, what it takes every day. If I didn't sell this month, or if I sold this month, enjoying every piece of the journey, because in the journey is where you find your peace. In the journey is where you just find all of the wisdom that you need once you get to the destination. So and also, Tam, you talked about like putting it in the microwave and it coming so fast. Anything that comes fast is not going to be sustainable. I guarantee you that it's
grow too fast and you don't have a plan.
Quickly.
Yes.
It's going to fall quickly. A house is not built overnight.
Come on.
A good diamond is not made overnight.
Come on.
You want something that's sustainable. You want something that's going to thrive. You stay in it and you watch it grow. When you plant a seed, it don't just turn into a tree the next day.
It takes some time.
And a good tree that is rooted and have deep roots
she about to start
weather
preaching,
every
y'all.
storm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to preach tonight because I'm not a preacher. But a good tree that is planted with any seed is going to first take root.
Yes.
And it's going to weather every storm that it goes through. And so I say, enjoy the journey. It took me a very long time to enjoy the journey. And now, whether I sell or I don't sell, I've learned to abound into a base. Like I learned wherever I am on this journey, I am so content because I know who holds the destiny. I know the end goal.
There you go. I love that. What about you, Latoya?
So I'll try to wrap this up real quick. To kind of piggyback off what she was saying, and then the advice for like the younger people that want to be be an entrepreneur, I would say make sure you know that this is not a get rich quick scheme. Like become an entrepreneur.
Say that again. Say that again.
It's not a get rich quick scheme.
Say it twice because it feels so nice.
Going to this thinking, oh, I got this great idea I'm about to put out here and I'm gonna make millions immediately. Like it's not that. So that's why I love what she said. Enjoy the journey and embrace that. The other thing I was going to say, I wanted to answer that other question. What you had asked us, the finances too. That part of it. If you're planning to be an entrepreneur, don't quit your day job immediately.
That's good. That's
Keep
good.
that.
Don't quit your day job immediately.
That fund your business.
Yes.
Allow that to fund your business.
That's good. That's wisdom.
Do not just go quitting the job because, and unfortunately, so many entrepreneurs go out here and they push. Oh, quit your job and become an entrepreneur. No, do not. A lot of us entrepreneurs have left our main jobs. We have, but every now and then we tip back in. Don't think that we don't. We might go pick up a little side job, night job, and plenty of us do it that are doing pretty well in our businesses. I know them. I talk to them. We all, so we've tapped back into the work world a little bit just to make up for where, we might be a little low sometimes. So consider that. And then I also want to say, like, you had asked what's next for us. So like for me, what's next is I'm in a big transitioning stage in life. So right now, I've actually talked to some young people last night and we're mentoring them. Last night.
Awesome.
So I just started a new group. This actually is a new business venture. It's called Ignite Her Academy. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey, Ignite Her Academy.
Yes. Grooming our next generation. Yes.
And it's not just for the young people. It's for women overall. I just wanted to build a community of women that support each other, that uplift each other, and something positive. And it's a membership, but I also have public events. I'm hosting an event tomorrow. It's my first event tomorrow.
Well, while you got the ears of the people, where is it at?
It's going to be in Urban Hills at a park. It's called Girl Talk in the Park. We're just meeting up. We have some topics we're going to discuss as women,
wonderful.
and we're just going to fellowship and have a good time.
Where can they find more information on your website?
You can go to igniteheracademy.com. It's also on Facebook. That's the main website. If you go on my page, Latoya Mojet, I'm on Facebook as Latoya Mojet. You can find it on my page as well. All the information, the flyers on there and everything. And I would love for any women that would like to come to join us and have a good time.
Yay. And give us the website of the coffee again, please.
www.gtcoffee.co.
I love it. Thank you, ladies. This has been fun, and I've learned so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Michelle, you want to take us out?
Yeah, we out. So thank you, Soulful Inspiration, for giving us the platform to come every third Tuesday of every month. We look forward to seeing you in April. Nikki, thank you so much.
Yes.
WVTC, thank you so much. And for all you listeners, we thank you. We're asking for God to bless you and keep you until we return again.
Be blessed in Jesus' name.
Good night.
Bye. See you next month.
Attention Detroit, calling all ladies who love to sing. The GMWA Detroit Chapter Women's Choir is preparing for their upcoming concert, and we want you to join us. Rehearsals have already started, so come lift your voice with us at Craig Memorial Tabernacle, 14201 Puritan in Detroit. Rehearsal dates are as follows: Friday, September 20th, Friday, September 27th, and Thursday, October 3rd. Evangelist Sandy Rose is our music coordinator, and WVTC Radio Detroit is proud to be one of the sponsors of this powerful event. Don't miss your chance to be a part of something amazing. See you at rehearsal.
The members of the Women Difference Collaborative, founded by Reverend Dr. Jessica Kendall Ingram, invite you to Women on the Right Side of History, a gathering of 2024 women in support of Kamala Harris for president. Join us Saturday, September 21st at 1 p.m. Doors open at noon at Greater Grace Temple in Detroit, Michigan, where Bishop Charles H. Ellis is the senior pastor. Wear your solid color suit, double-strand necklace, or pearls. There'll be special performances by the Detroit Windsor Dance Company, the Levy Middle School Marching Band, Twinkie Clark and Singers, Deidre D.S. Sense, a spoken word artist, as well as various local, state, and national speakers. So join us Saturday, September 21st at Greater Grace Temple in Detroit, Michigan for Women on the Right Side of History.
You've been listening to Soulful Inspiration. We're so glad you hung out with us today. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on WVTC Detroit. If you'd like to partner with us or sponsor a show with your business, send us an email at tntsoulllc@gmail.com, or you can call us at 313-570-8280. I'm your girl, Nikki Jones.
The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
This is Shirley Smith from Journey Music Studios, and when I'm not teaching, I'm listening and watching WVTC Detroit.
Because I live in Detroit, I was able to get tuition-free college through the Detroit Promise. I feel very fortunate working with the Detroit Promise. They were able to afford me so many opportunities. I'm currently studying media production and journalism at University of Michigan Dearborn. I'm looking to take my talents further into the production industry, short films. I love working with people here, and this is where I want to be. And that's why I'm Detroit for life.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.